The Spot is brought to you by Feiruz.
Today on The Spot, we celebrate Nigeria's Independence Day. MD CEO Pagatek Tayo Oviosu is back in the loft and in true patriotic style comes bearing the flag. The conversation gets interesting as we put Shady on the spot.
So you got a bit of bed now.
And form as many words as possible on Game On. Join us as we celebrate the labor of our heroes past. It's The Spot.
Hey guys, it's another beautiful day right here on The Spot. My name is Ebuka.
I'm Zainab.
Sometimes.
Obviously.
Only sometimes.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Hey guys, I'm Lamide and happy Independence Day to Nigeria. We are 54 years young today. In the show, we'll be honoring some of our Nigerian heroes and just talking about, you know, Nigeria's history. The labors of our heroes past, actually, is the topic of the day. But first of all, let's check out today's candid picture. Oh, it's Mama Peace.
Mama Peace and President
Goodluck.
With
the monarchy.
Yes.
Yes.
Who were in charge before October 1st.
Yes, yes, they were indeed.
Yeah, so that's significant.
There goes Mama Peace.
That's Mama
Don't
Peace.
call her Patience. Call her Mama Peace.
Oh, yes.
That's a really good song.
That's a jam, man.
The tune is very catchy.
Yeah.
That's the word I wanted to use. Yeah.
Indeed.
I love how, you know, she went and she's in like her brightest outfit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be with the Queen, you have to look as regal as you can, as colorful as you can, and because the Queen, it's almost impossible to outshine her.
Yeah.
She's in the corner, but you can still know that she's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
but you know who's running this picture though?
Yeah. Who?
Mama Peace.
Yeah. I mean, what color is this?
It's like
Fuchsia.
a fuchsia pink.
It's
I
fuchsia.
said I thought purple.
That's not purple, that's fuchsia.
It's fuchsia pink.
No.
Okay.
I love it. You know how, I like how, I mean, look at the symmetry, like in the middle, how the Queen and Mama Peace, and
look like
Patience are literally like that. And then the Queen has her tiara and Mama Peace has her own
gilly.
crown, but you know, it's a gilly instead. It's a nice picture. I always like looking at pictures of kings and heads of state or country leaders rather when they meet. I always find it interesting because I always wonder what they're thinking, you know, like the expression on their face and all that kind of stuff.
I wonder, in particular.
Yeah, she always has a poker face, doesn't she? She just has this little smile.
No, but that's a big smile
she
for
looks
the
happy.
Queen, actually.
She looks really happy.
I actually wonder, like you said, wondering what they think and feel, whether or not one person's more intimidated by the other, or because you know everybody's watching. So if you are uncomfortable, you have to find a way to just hide that.
But I think with the Queen, everybody just comes, first of all, you're number two, as long as you're in the Queen's presence. It's the truth.
That's true.
You just go there and know that, okay, this is the Queen.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and be as nice and as polite and
I wonder if anyone has
respectful as
actually
I
tried
can.
to hug her and be more physical.
Yes.
Yeah, someone has.
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama, and it was
And
quite
it was
controversial then. Yeah, I think she put her arm around her or something.
Or something like that. And I think there's rules. I mean, not I think. I know that there are rules. I don't know all the rules, but I know that there are rules when you meet the Queen. Things like you don't put your hand out first. She has to put her hand out first, something like that. And then, you know, some people have to curtsy and then all that stuff. I would have actually liked to see her Patience greeting
what she was
the
doing.
Queen.
Right?
Yeah, I would have liked to see what she was doing.
It looks like Mr. President has a little,
you know, like a little bow going on.
Like,
But yeah, so yeah, all these rules to meet the Queen. I would love to meet the Queen. I think she's really actually like kind of cool.
Yeah, I was going to say that because it looked like the monarchy went through a very tough time, like in the 90s, where people just kind
Even
of...
the early noughties.
Yeah, I think and it had a lot to do with the Diana episode. People just got like disillusioned and just like, you know, these people need to just go. But they've come back strong. And like in the last, I think, 5-6 years, people have started really, really loving the Queen again.
Yeah.
Anytime she makes an appearance, it's a big deal. The wedding with her grandson was everybody was so happy.
Yeah. Black and yellow that day.
I mean, the Commonwealth Games as well, the opening ceremony, my goodness, that dress, I don't know how much that dress was, but it looks like it was like £1 million.
Yeah.
She does know how to
pull it together.
Yeah. And she's what, 80 what now? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, she's in her 80s, yeah. But she's, I mean, she doesn't seem particularly frail or weak, you know, anything like that.
Powerful.
She looks very strong.
I mean, she doesn't have to do much, you know, it's just... visits here and there.
Yeah, she's
but
ramped down, hasn't she,
she's
on
calmed
her
down, and you know,
appearances.
she's passed over a lot of responsibility to Charles and Camilla and everybody
Do you kind
else.
of wish we had like I mean, we have monarchies here, but not like an absolute one. Do you wish we had one? Maybe not so powerful, but something ceremonial like
I think
this.
it would be pretty amazing for me,
we had, like, a
just
family
because
like that.
I mean, you read up on all the old monarchies, or and you see pictures, and I just think they are literally the absolute definition of royalty when you see the picture and the throne and everything, and it's like it's a story.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a couple of still powerful ones in Nigeria. The Sultan is powerful in Sokoto. The Oba of Benin is powerful. Oni of Ife, Obi of Onitsha. Those ones are still, but they're all sort of regional. You know what I mean? But then Nigeria was never really one entity, so it's hard to have one. And a couple of monarchies are quite interesting. I like the Japanese ones very well.
Yeah.
A lot of Asian countries have those, but not as
They're
vocal or as out
they're
there
more
as
ceremonial,
more
right?
ceremonial, yeah. So they just make a few appearances. Most of Europe as well has.
yes,
Yeah.
Denmark
got
has.
the-
Spain has. I think France or
Yes.
Yeah, but
Switzerland. A lot
Spain
of them
has had
have,
lots of issues with
yeah,
theirs.
recently.
Yeah, I think Spain is one country where when I was reading up on, you know, the monarchy and the members of the monarchy who were involved in some sort of fraud or dirty dealings, like they were very angry. So it's one of those things where sometimes you feel like, okay, when people are really fed up, they're going to try and take you down any way that they can.
I kind of thought the English monarchy was going there, actually.
You know,
But people seem to be happy again.
Yeah.
I think it had a lot to do with actually Will and Kate.
Will and Kate,
Yeah.
they seem to be the fresh faces. They're like the new,
the new king and queen.
yeah, the new faces of the cool monarchy.
How much
the
longer
cool
do you think
royal-
they have, though? Like the monarchy?
Oh, I think they
Oh,
have
they're
at
gonna
least they
keep
have a good
going.
100 years ahead of them at least.
Really?
I think.
Yeah.
Of relevance.
Of
Yeah, I
relevance,
believe
yeah.
so.
They're, no matter what happens, they will forever be like the heart of, you know, the country. And when you see the amount of people that actually turn up, and people who come to visit and still want to stand out and hope to meet the queen,
Yeah.
and just the crowd's response to them at every visit and stuff, it's still like, you know,
Yeah.
this mystery.
I think it's an interesting dynamic. I remember the Queen was here in 2000 and something. I can't remember, the early 2000s though. When Nigeria hosted the Commonwealth Heads of States meeting or something. Obasanjo was president at the time, and that was the last time I know she was here. And it was such a big deal. You know,
Yeah.
she planted a tree she planted in Abuja is still like very prominent. It's now grown, of course. It's about over 10 years now
Yeah.
at the Millennium Park. Yeah, so that was
Do you have-
it was a good time.
Do you have a favorite monarch?
Do I have a favorite monarch? I think I've talked about it here before, the Regent of Akure. I think that's what she's called. She's
Okay.
like the most prominent female in Nigeria. So yeah, she
Okay.
catches my eye a few times. I like, and she dresses like she wears an agbada with a cap. So she doesn't. It's an interesting look or whatever she has. Yeah.
Cool. You, Lamide?
Okay.
I think it's time for us to take a break.
Yes, it is.
Yep, it is. So we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we've still got our African proverb and much more ahead here on The Spot. So don't you go nowhere.
You better. Welcome back, guys, and we're still celebrating Nigeria's Independence Day. Nigeria is 54 today, in case you don't know. And it's time for our African proverb, and in that spirit, we're taking a proverb from, guess where?
Nigeria?
Yes. That's smart. Well, today's proverb says, the fly that has no one to advise it follows the corpse into the grave. What?
Nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The fly that has no one to advise it follows the corpse into the grave. Well,
The one that
I would
has-
say,
No, I was going to say, even if it had it, would it have listened?
Yeah, that's a whole different thing now. Most times, I think what he says is not knowing better basically might be your downfall, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to, I mean, advice, whether you take it on is a whole different thing now, but at least if you didn't know, it's like, okay, if someone had told me,
ignorance or
maybe,
whatever.
ignorance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the importance of knowing or listening or, things like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, some people here, if it was another person's proverb, might say, for example, Ebuka, Like, well, you know, flies, they're attracted to dead bodies anyway, so they're going to go into the grave. So, I mean, does this probably even make sense? But that's, you know, what some people
Ebuka's
would say.
interpretation.
That's what somebody would say.
You can't even make a bad argument.
Well, then what
brain.
he would say in response is that not everything that you like or that, you know, you're attracted to is necessarily good for you.
Okay.
See?
So it goes full circle.
Exactly, it does. But let's not focus too much on corpses.
Okay, let's not. Let's not. Let's focus on the actual proverb.
I'm thinking about it in the flies context now. I mean, flies love, sorry to be morbid, but they love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dead rats. I mean, you're not a fly not to go with it. It's like, I've done this for years.
Why would I
should I
change
listen
now?
to you?
Yeah.
And then it goes and they now pour sand.
Yeah. And it's over for the poor fly.
Unless
Oh gosh.
if the fly got out really quickly
If
before they
and it's
started
like,
pouring
that
the
was
sand.
close.
You guys.
I'm not going to do it again.
You guys.
Exactly, it's
You
learned
guys.
from experience.
The day we actually do a proverb, say what it
let me
means,
start.
discuss it, and move
And
on,
leave it
will
there?
be the day I give thanks to the Most High.
I actually saw the fly just fly out like in slow motion.
Ah, you
Like the
see?
sound was coming in. Just
Moving on. Time for us to talk about, you know, a trend. And this is a trend that actually, I don't even know, I feel like trends are something that are short-lived, right? This is something that's been on for a while, and it's twactivists.
Twactivist.
Twactivists.
A twactivist
Twitter
is
activist.
a Twitter activist.
Yeah.
I wonder if some people actually set up Twitter accounts just to be that, or whether or not
Yes.
they
Some people do.
they actually grow
some
into
evolve.
doing that.
Some I know a couple of accounts that have started just for that. I know people who did that and have become other things off of it. Yeah, but it's a booming trend.
Yeah.
I was going to say business, but yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I appreciate you trying to share knowledge and stuff, but I do, at times when I read through some of these threads, it's like, it feels like a bashing. And it's just a bit too much for me sometimes. And I'm already paranoid about people. So yes, heavily paranoid. So when there's, you know, when you're trying to raise awareness about things like, for example, bringing back our girls or any kind of policy issues, I question your
intention.
Yeah, your intention.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a bit of a double, it's got its, as everything does, has its good and its bad side. However, the Twitter activists who are solely on Twitter shouting, as they say. I mean, we all do it, you know, something upsets you and you say why it upsets you and you say why you think it's wrong or whatever the case may be. But then sometimes when there's a chance or an opportunity for you to do something about it, if you're just like, oh, no, that's not my thing, but you continue to be very vocal about something online, then I question, then you're not really, you know, doing anything for the betterment of that issue for Nigeria or for whatever the issue may be or for wherever you may come from. So that's what I personally don't like. I think, you know, it can be a bit when it comes to that.
Like I said earlier, I've seen people who started off, you know, being probably genuine activists on Twitter and have now started making money off of it.
Yeah.
And now have realigned
their loyalties.
Their loyalty, not necessarily to people, but
Yeah.
you know, you can almost see that, okay, they now have continued this trend because they said, okay, this is where money comes from. So so you can tell that now it's just,
they're doing it for
it's
pay.
forced, it's for pay, they're inconsistent with their opinions, and you know, so you start, most times, so I just don't bother anymore. When Twitter started, or when I got on Twitter, I used to be very, very, very vocal about politics and government and stuff like that. I still am to an extent, but there's a lot of noise now and it's hard to decipher, like you said. So most times I give my opinion on a few things and I just
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Okay, well, guys, make sure you give your opinions on the show on Facebook, Twitter, and also via email, and we'll see you guys in just a bit.
Hey guys, welcome back. You're still watching The Spot. Hope you're having a wonderful Independence Day and celebrating at home watching us. It's time for our top 5 of the day. And our top 5 is actually the top 5 most important dates in Nigerian history. Yes. Okay, so we're going to start at number 5.
What's number 5?
Okay, number 5 is May 29th, 1999. Do you know when that was?
The last day of the military rule.
Yay!
Wow, you guys are really proud of me.
She had no faith in you.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, to me, 1999 is just like yesterday.
But it's what, 15 years?
Yeah, and when I used to come to Nigeria, you know, around those times, I don't want to say that I didn't notice, but it just felt like normal, like how it feels now.
Yeah.
I obviously wasn't here to see the full effect of the situation.
People were very excited that day, even though some people were still skeptical because it was about, I think, the 4th time there's been a military to, like, okay, maybe another 3 years, another coup would happen. But it's been 15 years now, so it's a great
I think
feeling.
we're still, every time there's some sort of flare-up
yeah, people
or
kind of
something,
mention
everyone's
it,
just
but
like,
I mean, I hope it's not going to happen again. But I mean, 15 years, I think this is the longest we've had on a civil rule. So
Long may it continue.
Amen.
All right. At number 4 is...
oh, I thought you said number 3, sorry.
The number 4 is August 3rd, 1996. And that is when Nigeria made, well, our sporting history. It was when we won gold in Atlanta.
The day we beat Argentina.
The day we beat Argentina. And we haven't been able to do it again since.
Well.
But I mean, I have faith in us, though.
Yeah, that was a great day. I think every Nigerian remembers that day. Most people don't remember the date, actually. People just know it happened in 96.
Yeah.
And it was a very exciting day. I think everybody watched that game in Nigeria.
I'm trying to remember your story. I'm not sure if you said it before, where you were.
You walked
back home or something?
No, that was Chisom who was here.
Oh,
who said her brother carried her all the way to the park.
Yes.
What happened was that most people in the streets came out with cars and blaring horns because it was also in America. So here it was about midnight. He showed here at midnight. The game ended about 1 or 2. So it was really early in the morning. But it was so noisy everywhere in Nigeria because everybody watched. We had just beat Brazil in the semi-final. So the finals was like, okay, we better win this one. And then we won. So it was a great day.
It's a good day. Let's make that happen.
Again.
Yes, please.
Brazil Olympics. Rio 2016.
2016, yeah. All right. Number 3 is, well, June 12. June 12, 1993.
Yeah.
And that's when we had our first...
People call it like the freest and fairest elections Nigeria's had, even though it ended up not producing any president eventually. Yeah. But it's a very significant date for a lot of people. Anybody who hears June 12 automatically knows what you're talking about. But so it kind of mixed reactions.
Mixed feelings,
from people, Some people like to celebrate it now. Some still think it's a bad day. Some think it's a great day for democracy. I know a couple of states actually have a public holiday on that day.
On June 12th.
Like Lagos.
Yes. At number 2 is January 15th, 1970. And that was the end of the Civil War.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, because, war is never a good thing. So
and it lasted 3 years.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
I'm sure when it ended, everybody was like,
thank goodness.
Must have been like, let's now get our act together, which we probably haven't completely yet, but I mean, at least there's no war, hopefully, on that scale.
Yes.
And so it was definitely a good day to, I think it was the president at the time, Yakubu Gowon, the head of state, who said there was no victor, no vanquished.
Yeah.
Probably the most popular quotes.
Yeah, from that time.
Yeah, from that time. So it was a good way of just saying we're one again, let's try and work on Nigeria.
Gosh, we have been through a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
We have. And at number 1, of course,
the most important day.
October 1, 1960. Our actual Independence Day.
The day the Union Jack went
down and the Nigerian
the
flag.
green, white, green went up.
Yeah.
54 years ago. I wonder if people who were born on that day.
Yeah.
I always think about it, like if you were born on that day.
What a special day to be born.
I wonder how they feel. Like, Nigeria's mate.
All right. Well.
It's time now for our guest to join us on the show. He's been here before. He was a great guest when he came before, and it's only fitting that we'll bring him back today. Because with independence come celebrations, and with celebrations come gifts. So I hope he came with things.
Hope so too.
He's your guy at the top at Paga.
Yes.
Just Paga Eats. Make some noise for Tayo Oviosu.
Hi, Tayo.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Happy Independence.
He came bearing a flag. That's what we like.
That is a nice gift.
That's a nice one.
Nice
Welcome.
Nice to see you again.
Yes.
Lovely to be back on the show.
Nice one, man.
Yeah.
You guys should be
Should we
ashamed of yourselves. You guys even think of the flag.
let's put it somewhere.
I think we can put it right here actually.
I feel like I should
Here.
Use this spot right
Yeah.
here.
No, I'll be like,
You held it last year.
Not last year.
He held it when Timi Dakolo came.
Yeah.
You're always holding the flag.
It's too low.
Drape it over.
Let me just blow it.
You can
so
have a
that
seat.
it's
Oh, can I have a
like
seat
smooth.
there?
Yes, you can have the famous
That's my
Ames
favorite
chair.
seat,
Yeah.
actually. I saw the show. You guys said, one thing you take from the set if you had to change it. And no one took the seat.
No, she
I
said
said,
this.
I said this chair.
I
Is that
said
what you
the
want as
TV.
well? Everybody likes that seat. It's really good.
I'm
it's
very
different.
comfortable.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Good for
And it's very
you.
Nigerian.
Good for. Yes, it is.
Very much.
Very Nigerian.
Yeah.
How you
Welcome.
doing? Thank you very much.
So your business is actually very pro-Nigerian, isn't it?
Very much so. We're an indigenous payments company and was started by a small group of Nigerians. And really what we're trying to do is just solve payments for all Nigerians, whether you're a business or an individual, help you pay for goods and services. And so yes, that's the mission. The mission we're going after is to transform the lives of Nigerians by delivering innovative and universal access to financial services.
So put you a bit on the spot. How much of
Yeah.
how much of starting a business was because you wanted to do good for Nigeria, or because
Yeah.
you saw the opportunities that you could get from Nigeria?
Well,
You know what? I think those two things go together. I mean, one of the things that really motivated me to move back to Nigeria in 2008 was a friend of mine said Nigeria felt to him like where India and China were 15 years before.
Yeah.
You'd seen steady growth, and I think this is apt for Independence Day here, right? You've seen steady growth, and it was easy to do business. And he said, think of those who were in India 15 years ago, and you'd be talking of Bharti Airtel. You'd be talking of ArcelorMittal, largest steel company in the world, Tata, Infosys.
yeah.
In China, ZTE and all of that.
These are companies that are no longer just Indian or China conglomerates, they're global.
Yeah.
And he said, Tayo, that's the kind of impact you can go have.
Okay.
Great stuff. We're going to take another quick break now and be back with our topic of the day. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to the spot and happy Independence Day to Nigeria. Make sure.
Did you say Nigeria?
No, I said Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Guys, make sure you send your messages and notes to us on Facebook, Twitter, and also via email. We're celebrating our great country at the age of 54. And the topic of the day is, our heroes.
Are you going to sing it?
The labor of
our heroes past.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. So we're celebrating our heroes, the people who put things into place for us to be where we're at right now. We don't know, whether or not they'd be necessarily 100% happy with where we are, but we do have to give them props. And some of those people being, do you have a favorite founding father?
Yes.
Oh, look, did you see what I did there? It was an alliteration.
Yes, do you favorite founding father? Yes, that's a good job there.
Thank you very much.
It was a good job.
Just humor her. You know that we have to.
I think it was a good job.
Thank you.
My favorite founding father would have to be Obafemi Awolowo.
Snack that one up.
Yeah. No, just because, I think I'm Yoruba, and a lot of Yoruba people really just, they have that, he was ours, and he did great things for the country, and, so that's another thing.
What I love about him the most, sorry to cut you off, is he wasn't just a political figure. He had his hands in several things, education, TV, media. And he saw the importance
of... You get a green
of...
drink for Green Day.
Very lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so he saw the importance of... Thank you.
Yeah, everybody gets a drink. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm just completely thrown off. But
Sorry. He had his hands in lots of things,
yes,
you were saying.
So, Tayo.
But one of the things he had his hand in, which most people don't know him for,
Who's that?
Awolowo, is that he actually led the creation of the Naira.
Yes.
In 1973.
Didn't he coined the term, right?
And he coined the term, the Naira. And
What does it...
I don't remember exactly what it comes from itself. But I know he was the one right behind doing that.
I really actually want to check that
So we
because
should
I'm
find- we
wondering
should
whether
find
or
that
not
out, yeah.
it's
So
typically...
it's something that we talk about just for our business because it's about moving cash.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of favorite fathers, I actually don't have a specific favorite, and I don't know if that's a bad thing.
No.
But I just sort of look at it like we have, there were a bunch of guys who did really well for Nigeria by getting us out of colonial rule.
Yep.
But then there's a generation after that who sort of messed it up a little bit for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
there was
we have an
war, there's
opportunity.
military
war,
role,
there's military, etc. And then now there's a generation that's trying to fix it.
Are we trying to fix it?
I think so. I think so.
I think we are.
Yeah.
I just think, sorry, I just think we haven't really
Figured it out?
Not even necessarily figured it out. There's still a lot of
Backlog.
There's things to
sort
clear
out.
through. Things are still piled up for us to. People are still there.
Yeah.
Issues are still there. It's not going to happen in a day.
Yeah.
A lot of us are still not in positions where we can actually affect policy or affect policies per se. So.
Do you think people back then were as vocal as we are now?
They probably were, but environment wasn't conducive.
Yeah.
I lived under the military. I grew up, primary, secondary was throughout the military. And I know how the country was at the time. It wasn't a time when you could have a show like this and be talking about the government like this. It wasn't possible.
Yeah.
So even those who were vocal couldn't be vocal.
Right.
Those who were vocal ended up in prison.
Wale Soyinka was in prison.
I mean, it was a very different time.
Obasanjo was in prison.
Yeah. The sense I have is that a lot more people gave to speak up. Right, than now.
Yeah,
you know, like
a lot of people spoke up. People were ready to go to jail.
Yeah.
People like the Ghanaians were there,
Yeah.
the Sakbakobas, they did all of that and didn't care what the consequences were. So, and it was a very, very hard time. And I mean, I lived in Abuja, and I know that for at least 4 years under General Abacha, we couldn't buy newspapers because newspapers were banned in Abuja. Because
4 years.
For 4 years, yeah. So okay, I can say it now. My dad would go to Lagos and would photocopy newspapers for the week.
And bring back.
And like hide under his boxes and make sure nobody saw it. And all his friends would come over to our house to read
it.
newspapers. It was that bad.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a different time.
That's really.
It was a very different time. Yeah, but I don't know that, I don't know that I have a favorite one. I mean, a lot of them did very good, but someone I know that I like to celebrate, that people don't like to talk about, a lot of people don't even know him, is Taiwo Akinwumi, who actually invented this flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the designer or something, And I think what happened was that when we're going up to independence, they asked people to send in different designs for the flag, and his was picked.
Do you know, I would actually love to see what some of those designs look like.
Yeah.
like
Just to
example.
see
It would be nice to see what the other
yeah.
entries were, yeah. But the thing was, you had to send in design and send in what you thought they meant, because I know this was represented agriculture
Yeah.
and peace, and agriculture was our mainstay at the
Staple
time,
then.
which was why
Now it would be what oil, what black?
so black, green, and white.
Agriculture still.
Yeah, agriculture is still
Agriculture.
It's coming back. I think the minister's done a really good job in that sector. I mean, my question is really about telling our history, because I feel like, I mean, I went to secondary school here, but I still didn't learn. I feel like I learned a lot more reading Half of Yellow Sun
True.
Wow.
True.
Okay.
than I did through school.
No, the war, for example, isn't taught in school
Yeah.
at all. It's
Our
not taught at
history,
all.
I don't think our history is taught in schools anymore. And the truth isn't, I think we've all split. The way the truth is told now is completely splintered. Everybody has a different truth. And so they're like, just don't tell them anything.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be to our detriment. Because how do you know where you're going to go if you don't know where you're coming from?
Yeah.
That's my thought.
kids
But
are
with
not
that
learning.
thought, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to round up our discussion and still have more to talk about here on The Spot.
Welcome back to The Spot on Nigeria's 54th Independence Day, and we're celebrating the labor of our heroes past, like it says in our anthem. And we haven't talked about the women, which is actually a problem
often
generally. Most
forgotten.
people talk about founding fathers, not mothers.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
there's a couple
I
of them
think,
who are...
sorry, before we do that, I actually think that the real heroes are the ones who stood beside and behind the founding fathers, like Mrs. Awolowo,
Yes.
Mrs. Azikwe, Mrs. Bello, you know,
Yeah.
I mean...
Most of who
I
are
said
still alive, actually.
Balewa.
And they're still
said
alive,
Bello.
eh?
Most of them are still alive.
Yeah,
Peter
and
Awolowo,
then-
Mr. Zikiwe,
Yeah,
all of them
they're
are still around.
alive. But yeah, anyway, as you were going to say.
Yeah, I'm saying like a lot of people celebrate the fathers. Even on the Naira, you see all the fathers there.
Yes,
There's almost no
yes.
woman. I know, I think it was the last CBN governor who was trying to introduce the 5,000 Naira note.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to put a
Sanusi,
woman.
yeah.
Yes, Sanusi,
Who,
yeah.
who was he? I can't remember.
It was a
who
woman who was trying to put. I can't remember now, but it was supposed to be a woman
Yeah.
she was going
Yeah.
to put on, which made people kind of say, okay, maybe we should do it.
Yeah.
But then it ended up not flying. Yeah, so they hardly ever get the sort of. I mean, once in a while you mention,
Recognition, yeah.
Fumila and some Kuti, you hear those
Yeah.
names.
I
but
know,
on
hearing-
that celebration
yeah,
level.
And she
Yeah.
wasn't she the first woman to drive?
To
Yes.
drive,
to drive the
yes,
kind
she
of-
was.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Or
I
to
know,
get a
but
license at least, to
get
legally.
license.
So I don't know if other people were driving before.
well, that's true. That actually might be true. I know here in Calabar,
Margaret Ekpo.
Margaret Ekpo is
Margaret Ekpo,
celebrated.
yes,
you know,
absolutely. The airport's named after.
yeah. So
Those are people who are...
And I think, I mean, in the current history as well, I guess in our time, there are a lot more women that are in front of the stage. I mean, frankly, Ngozi has been doing an amazing job just managing, coordinating this economy and the growth rate.
Love her or hate her, Dezani is spoken about.
A man's job.
Yeah, because it's always been a man that's been the Minister of Petroleum. You know, we have someone like Obi-uchendu. Yes, we have Omobola Johnson, who's the Minister of ICT. Doing
it's
great things.
It's very interesting. I think through the 80s, an entire decade, we didn't have one female minister.
Amazing.
I'm not sure which decade it was. I think it was the 80s. We didn't have any female minister. But now we have, I think, about 9 or something. So it's like it's a complete shift. Nobody would have ever thought that the Ministry of Finance and Petroleum will be run by women ever in this country.
I mean, coming from a business where a lot of our leaders are women, I actually think we should have more women leaders.
I know, right?
They get the job done. So I'm a big fan of it.
We do get the job done, don't we?
But speaking of even more current heroes and heroes in our generation, a lot of people actually, I know if you ask a lot of young girls today who they look up to, Chimamanda's name comes up 3 out of 5 times. And she's someone who's in her early 30s. You know, she's already done amazing work.
Yeah, recognized the world stage. I think she's a real solid example for Nigerians to be, and Africans to be proud of.
And I think she's very, I love how she's very unapologetically Nigerian. Everybody quotes her TED Talk, you know, the danger of a single story. Everybody almost everybody quotes that. To going on, you know, international red carpets when they were doing the premiere of the movie. She went to, she was at the Toronto Film Festival, she was in the UK, all over the place, and she had her, I mean, some people didn't like it, but she had her thread, her hair threaded, and it was sort of, I felt like it was a bit of a statement, you know, that my Africanness is me, it's my Nigerianness.
But what I also love about her is she is, like you said, she's unapologetic. Like when she says something, even though you might not like it, even though everyone at home in Nigeria might be like, oh, it's controversial, she still goes with it. So
awesome. All right, well, we're going to quickly hit pause real quick and check out who we put on the spot, and it's Shady.
The worst job ever is probably a salesman's job, because convincing people to buy stuff is not easy, trust me. So like for you to be able to convince people to buy a particular product, you know, or buy into, you know, a particular brand, that's difficult. My most embarrassing moment so far was I would say some years ago, though, back in school, I was performing on stage, and you know, without knowing, I had a slit in my pants, and you know, but it's cool. It's part of the job. The last lie I told, I'm alone. The name of my first crush. I can't really remember, you know, my first crush, if I would say, because I was quite young. But the one I can remember, her name is Simisola. And I can't remember anybody advising me wrongly recently. The sexiest girl in my phone book is Rihanna. Rihanna. Yes, Rihanna is in my phone book. My deepest fear is fear of failure. I wouldn't say, you know, I have any big regret, but everything I've gone through has like added to my experience, you know, as a man, as an adult, actually. My celebrity crush, you know, outside Nigeria is Megan Good. Megan Good is my celebrity crush outside Nigeria. Inside Nigeria, you know, I used to have a crush, but not anymore. So shout out to all the ladies in the industry. But you know, I don't have a crush on any one person in particular. If I could choose a superpower, it would be to appear and disappear. Appear, disappear. I wish I could do that, man. That would be the most interesting. If I could be something else apart from, you know, being an artist or a musician, is I would be an engineer, because that's what I studied back in school. Yeah, I'll be an electrical engineer. Good in bed or good in kitchen. It depends on what you're talking about. If it's a marriage or just, you know, a partner. If it's marriage. I can always get good food outside, if it's marriage, So you gotta go to bed.
Such a cheeky little person.
Cheeky.
But we're going to take a quick break now. We'll be right back with more Off the Spot, so don't you guys go anywhere.
Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Independence Day yet again. Hope you're keeping tabs on the conversation via Facebook, Twitter, and of course, you can always send us an email on entertainment@EbonylifeTv.com. Ty Oviosu is still in the house.
Thank you very much.
Yes, he
Glad
is.
to be here again.
Yes. And
Haven't Paga us anything.
Well, I think
Do you have something to give?
I do. The folks at Paga said I must come to the spot and talk about and give the viewers an opportunity to get Paga'd.
there you go.
None of you three,
Independence Day
though. None of you
present.
three, though.
Oh, now that
Well,
just
I mean, now that you say that, take my
Okay.
clap back.
So,
Thank you for the viewers.
what are you giving?
So here's what we'll do. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, if you can answer these 3 questions, the first 3 people to answer these 3 questions will get 10,000 naira in their Paga account.
Ooh.
Right, 10,000 naira
Which you can
in
use
their
to
Paga
buy
account.
credit. You can
pay
withdraw.
bills.
You can do anything. With
You
that
could take
money.
me
It's
to
real
dinner.
money.
You
at
can
an
pay your
eatery.
DSTV and your television turns right on.
And
You
you,
can-
of course,
can
tune to the
pay
spot.
Go TV, exactly, and tune to the spot. You can use it to buy airtime, as you said. You can send cash to anyone, any bank account in Nigeria.
Wow.
So the 3 questions.
Okay.
Listen,
What does Paga mean?
Okay.
What does Paga mean? Second question, name 3 services that Paga offers. And the third question, how many users are on Paga?
Okay.
So you can go to mypaga.com and do some research.
I'll find your answers there.
All
Can I
right.
go
So
there?
Just to make sure everybody at home is 100% clear on this free money that we have going. Paga is offering 3 lucky winners the opportunity to get 10,000 naira
each. Not to share, not to share. Each.
In their Paga account.
in their Paga account.
So you
And
must
all
have
you
a Paga
to do
account.
is answer the following 3 questions on Twitter and Facebook. What does Paga mean? Name 3 services that Paga offers, and how many users are currently on Paga?
And they should copy our handle.
Yes.
So
So
at
what you
mypaga.
have to do is follow the Paga account, tweet or Facebook your answers to the spot and to Paga so that we can
What's the
check
handle?
out.
At my Paga, right?
At
Yes.
mypaga on
And
Twitter. So
Facebook
make sure you
/
copy. If you don't do that, you're not going to win it. So make sure you answer the questions by CCing mypaga at mypaga and of course at the spot _ELTV. So
Yes.
Cool.
there you go. Independence Day gifts
So we'll
for
just
you.
independence just
3
Paga.
winners. 30K. That's a good gift.
Yeah,
It is.
That's a good gift.
awesome.
All right. So,
So what are we on to next? We're playing a game?
should we play a game?
Yes, we shall.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know about games.
Are
Okay.
you excited or not?
What
wonder
shall we
what game.
play?
Depends
Shall we
on the
play a
game.
word game or do you want to play? Are you good at charades?
I'm
Let's
not great at charades.
Let's see what we
In that
have.
case. See, what do we have?
Oopsie.
Uh-oh, you broke
Need
it.
a
You
little
broke
help.
Yeah. Thank you
You
for breaking.
broke it.
Thank you.
It's just a board, Ebuka. I can't believe you can't carry a board. Hold on.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
easy.
Okay. Easy is good.
it. Oh, where's the pen?
We're
So,
treating that
you
as
know,
an
this is
example.
we form as many words. So, like, out of this, you would form,
On.
but you have like what, 10,
15
we
seconds.
have 15 seconds. So, fond would be 1,
Okay.
fan, tan, ton, whatever.
Okay.
And you have to form as many words as you can.
Done. Are you nervous?
In
Are we all
15
doing it?
seconds.
We're all doing it,
We're
right?
all doing
Are you
it.
nervous?
No,
Okay,
I'm not
so
Start
Wait,
watching.
let me. Wait.
hurry up then.
It's like all the school fees are wasted.
nervous. Like, what is this?
Hey guys, look. Let's.
Okay.
Ah.
In and go.
Easy, is I'm saying now.
I was excited.
5, 4,
Oops.
No,
3,
that's not 15 seconds. Stop
2.
it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Okay.
What's
Gat, tag, tags,
What's gat?
sat, sag, gash, hat.
What's what?
Okay.
What's
1,
GAT?
2,
Gat.
4,
General Aviation Terminal.
3, 4,
I tell you-
5, 6,
No, it's
7.
a word.
7.
No, it's
GAT's not allowed, man.
GAT's not allowed.
It is
It's an
allowed.
acronym.
It's a word. No, it's not. It's a real word.
Word
She
of
got
where?
7.
Okay, so 7.
She got 6.
There you go.
7.
She's always cheating.
And
Cold.
go.
Easy.
She wanted to see the words behind
Your
the
time is
next
going
one.
out.
Now go.
My time is going.
5 seconds.
Do you get credit for
Honestly, we
longer
really
words?
shouldn't do. Pardon?
Do you get
That one is
credit for
your
longer
business.
words?
No. He just-
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stop.
Nope.
Out, hand,
Sure it's
to,
on.
not, at, do, and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh, look at that.
7,
You're in the running.
Okay.
There you go, Tayo.
Pressure. Oh, okay.
You say pressure.
No pressure.
Your staff are watching.
All right.
I bet he's going to
My
be really
mom-
good at
so
this
is your mom.
actually.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I
Lamide,
feel
your
My wife,
timing.
is, my wife is watching.
And go.
Five. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah! No.
You had time.
What is this?
I don't know what size.
And stand, nat, bat.
What's his size?
Okay, he
so
said
1,
size
2,
though.
3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, well done.
All right.
Come on, Zainab.
What do you think your staff are
behind.
thinking right now?
They're thinking, boss, he let us
He did
down.
all right. He did all right.
You got
At least you didn't get like 2. Are you ready?
Let's see, as long as I'm not last. So I'm.
Wow.
5.
You're just terrible. After you say it's me that cheats.
But you cheat.
I don't cheat.
Hi.
I'm just
What
smart.
is GAT?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
She actually looked back.
4,
Why are you guys doing that?
2,
I can't be last, man.
He literally took my time.
I'm sorry, you should
Can't be last.
You should know how these things work.
What is this?
X.
Oh, okay, that's correct.
X, red pie, rep pie, pet.
Pie again? You can't. Oh yeah.
Pie.
That's 2 pies. That's
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
What's
5,
pecs?
6. Pet.
No, not pet.
Good. Pecs.
Pecs is not a word.
It's a
So you have
colloquial
five.
term
For
In a
what?
word.
in the Zainab dictionary.
Okay, you have 5.
All right.
I should actually get an extra
So it
point for
wasn't last.
tiles.
It's
Like,
no, it is a battle to the finish. Yes, we both got 7.
It's Independence Day. I'm
It
tired.
needs to be one winner.
Okay, let's do.
Are you ready?
Five,
All right, both of
seconds.
you.
5 seconds.
Yeah, 5
No,
seconds.
5 seconds is not even enough to. Okay, fine, you start.
You're L.
Nope. Since
Okay.
you
I'm not,
just.
I'm not playing.
No, you have to start.
It's you who's
Because
this?
you're the one
No,
ahead.
but that's
Go,
not
okay,
fair.
come on.
And she has looked at it.
All right.
10 seconds. Can we
5.
have 10 seconds?
And wait for it.
She has been looking already.
Wait
Tell
for
her
it.
6
Go.
months already. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sorry. Okay.
3.
No.
High hand cut.
Hi. She got.
No.
3.
How? This
I
was
got-
A. You were sitting
No,
here.
no, I
You were
wrote
sitting
it.
here.
I have 3.
She got.
You're such a cheat. This is why I don't play.
Ebuka, your turn.
We have to sign out. It's time for a break.
Apparently, it's time for a break, guys. Because people don't want me to win.
Wow.
But I win. I'm a winner. And so is Nigeria. We'll see just after this.
Welcome back to the spot. It's time for us to see who the winner really is with this game. Ebuka, it's your turn.
Oh, still playing.
Yes. Unless you want to just admit that I'm the winner.
Unless if you want to forfeit. But make
But she got 2 though.
I got
She
3.
got
you got
3.
2.
Okay,
Okay.
are you ready?
And go.
Dude, just,
No,
just
sorry.
get 4
Go,
and you
go.
win.
Let me
5,
Go. 5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
I did
No.
10.
No, he got.
Art is all time. Good job. High five.
Tell you.
Should we do?
Your hand was still there.
No, it wasn't.
It's
Okay,
like you had a
Ebuka's
problem
the
with
win.
Nigeria.
I feel like Zainab really wants to prove that she can.
I know, she's still on the board like this. Okay, Zainab, are you okay? 51? Look.
All right. Well, there's something that we like to do on the show, which is to share either our pet peeves or a sweet spot. So today is a pet peeve. And Zainab, do you have a pet peeve to share?
Yes, I do, and I think it's one that most people will probably relate with. So in regards to the country, I really do hate it when we have leaders who don't necessarily lead, who just squander things and are very selfish, and everything. Most of their actions is is in order for them to get something. So, for instance, during certain elections, people will give out certain things because they know that they can buy votes, or people will misinform or not educate, people properly. So that's just sad for me because I don't know how we're going to get rid of that because it's fully embedded into our system.
Do you think we have leaders now who are that way?
Are you really trying to get me into trouble?
Or do you think it's changing?
There's no trouble there. Yes, we do have leaders who are that way. We still do.
Slowly.
A lot.
Slowly. But
I
think we need an
faster.
entire flushed out system
Yeah.
to start again.
Yeah. It's a deep one.
That's a deep one, right?
Yeah, it's sadly our reality for now. It's been for a while. So.
Yeah.
You're going to say, sorry?
No, I was just going to say my biggest pet peeve in Nigeria is the lack of personal space.
Woo!
When
We've
you're
had
out,
that one before.
If you're in a queue,
Nice to meet
right
you.
next to you, I'm just like, I beg, let me buy my
Sorry,
food.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. That's what people do. That's what I'm saying.
They're like, literally, they give you no space
Yeah.
at all. They just come and cramp into you, and you're just like, okay, you can give me some room, but no.
A lot of people don't understand it, actually.
At all.
The need for...
Yeah.
Like, I just queue with dinner. Wait till they shout. I find it's something I found here in Calabar. People look at your transaction when you're at the ATM. Have you noticed that?
Yes. Like,
I don't understand that.
I-
Like, you go to the ATM, people are just there. Right?
they're literally...
What are you doing? How much are
Someone
you?
say, make it help
You don't
to
finish.
someone else. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's my business.
Yeah, I beg, please.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good pet peeve. But I know, I think that, I hope actually, because I think the point of us reflecting on the past is to see, okay, the funny things that happen, the things that we don't like, and then the things that we need to really kind
Improve
of
on.
make sure that they change.
Yeah.
And hopefully with this generation and the generation that comes after us, that will actually become a reality.
I honestly think
The
that
turning
I think we are. What's that saying? It's darkest before dawn,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
Do you think
honestly
that's where we're
feel
at
like
right now?
Why
The
there?
elections next year would change a lot of things, hopefully for good,
Right?
because it could go either way.
Okay.
But I know that after the elections next year, things are gonna, one way or the other. I hope, but I think it's gonna be hopefully for good.
Well,
But
on that note, guys, I'm sorry. We could talk about Nigeria all day and all night, but we've got to go now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful Independence Day. We love you very
We
much.
love Nigeria.
Good night.
no film.
Arise, oh, compatriots, Nigeria's call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
The Spot was brought to you by Feroz.